Good morning, people. There's a nice snowdrop over here by town Brook in Plymouth. Today is Thursday, March 28th, and I would like to introduce you to a tree called the Black Locust. The Black Locust, Robinia, its Latin name, Robinia Pseudoacacia. Pseudo means like, or similar to, the acacia. The acacia is a tree that grows in Asia and the Middle East and Africa. A thorny tree, and this tree also has a few thorns. I want to show you it's a small grove of locust trees, but before I get down to the grove, let me show you how interesting a locust tree is, the bark, how you can recognize a locust tree when you see one. If you look, let's take a close-up look of this bark. We'll go on the sunny side of the tree so that you can see it a little bit better. See how deeply furrowed the bark is? And there are vines growing up it. These vines are everywhere, especially over here by town Brook. You see how thick that vine is. It's 2.5 inches thick or so. And it grows all the way up into the top of the tree. Top of the tree, it's not very attractive. Locusts, the branches tend to die and they fall off. But still they grow quickly. And so when they're in leaf and in bloom, they do look nice. They make very nice white or pink blooms. Often when they're small, they'll bloom pink. Which is kind of interesting about locust trees. Over here, we have a grove of small trees. So, something interesting about the locust is that the flowers are edible. The flowers, with the flowers, they make something called locust fritters. Locust fritters are, they take the flowers, and they dip them in milk and then in flour, and they fry them. And it's like a dessert. So over here, we have a fallen locust tree that I want to show you. I have to fight through all these bittersweet vines to get to it. See, it's been cut. I cut it for firewood last week. But over here you'll see the roots, and the roots just fell right out of the ground. See if we can get over there where we can see it better. Reach out and this is the root ball here. It's kind of hard to see with all the vines, but there's some roots under there. That's the hole it was in, and it caused the tree to fall over. Now, an interesting thing about locust trees is that they are legumes. A legume is a pea or a bean, anything that what they do is they fix nitrogen in the soil. They have these growths on the roots, and they take nitrogen out of the air. The air is 78% nitrogen, about 17% oxygen, and they take that nitrogen and put it in the soil, and they use it. They use the nitrogen to grow. All plants need nitrogen. But as a result, they don't need to grow big, strong roots. And so they often fall over, which is what you saw. So here, what I want to do is here's a fallen locust tree. And I want to see, here we go. Move some of this loose bark. And see right there? There is a little worm. It's a beetle larva, and it's made a little hole in the bark there, and it's eating the inner bark of this fallen locust tree. Very similar to this beetle is very similar. Beetle larva is very similar to beetles that attack live locust trees. Where are we here? See if we can get him out of there a little bit. We'll just disturb him a little bit. There he is. He'll turn back upright again. He's not very happy being on his side. We'll just tip him over a little bit. I don't like it when the creatures are not happy. Keep them happy. And this is what the beetle larva that eats locust trees looks like. So the birds love to eat these, but I think I'll just cover him back up a little bit, and we'll put the bark back over him so he can be happy and eat. Here you can see a lot of little locust trees growing. A lot of these are growing up from the roots. Locust trees are unusual in that when the top of the tree dies or is cut back or falls over, it will send up shoots from the roots. The roots don't die like in most trees. So if you had a locust tree in your yard and it was cut down or blew over from a storm, the roots in the ground would send up shoots. Very interesting. Over here, I'll show you one last thing. And this is a locust tree that fell over in the storm that we had earlier this month. It was a big storm with about 2 feet of wet snow. And this locust tree was covered with bittersweet vines. As a result, see all the vines wrapped around all the way to the very top of the tree. And as long as we're at the top of the tree, I should show you the thorns. Here's a good thorn. See, they're sharp and they're stout. Stout is a word that means short and strong. So you see all up this locust tree that has fallen down, bittersweet vines. Here's another locust tree. See the vines growing all over it? Asiatic bittersweet. When you look up to the top, we'll see these vines wrap around and go up to the top. And if we look down there, we can see where the tree broke off. Let's go check out where it broke, and let's see if we can find out why it may have broke. We know that the bittersweet was a problem, but let's see if there's anything else that might have been a problem with this tree falling. So what is this? Here we can see the good wood, good strong wood. This wood here, good and strong. But what is this light colored wood with the black fungus looking stuff in there? Yep. So here, and if we reach out, we grab a piece, we see that it's what we call punky. Punky means weak and brittle. Often trees are punky when they're weak, or wood is punky. Kind of a funny word. So this tree was punky in the center, and it probably had some disease. They started up from the roots, maybe from the worms that get in there, the beetle larvae. There are these wood-boring beetles. They eat their way into the bark and feed. And so when they make a wound in the tree, then just like people, infection gets in. So the disease sets in, and the tree tries to fight it off, and for a long time it fought it off. But with all the extra weight of the vines, see all these vines growing all up along it. Vines still growing, still alive, and they pulled the tree down. Okay, that's about all I wanted to show you here today at Town Brook in Plymouth in a grove of locust trees. Good day.